That's it, done for another 90 days, so I'll need to come back again in 90 days time and then put a stamp in my passport stating the date that I reported and the date that I need to come back again. Would you like to stay in Thailand for longer than a 2-week holiday? Are you curious about how to do this? There are a few options available. In today's video, we'll focus on the education visa. Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm from Always on a Journey and I'm currently in Ao Nang in Krabi, Thailand. Recently, a few of you have commented on previous videos and you've been asking about how it's possible to stay in Thailand for longer than the 45 days that you get with a visa exemption or for 60 days with a tourist visa. I'm currently staying here on a 1-year education visa, and in this video I want to share the information about the process, about how you apply for an education visa, what that costs and what it involves. Okay, so what I want to do is start with the current situation in Thailand. There are 2 options available with regards to entering the country. The first option, if you're fully vaccinated, you can now fly to either Phuket, to Phuket Sandbox, or to Koh Samui, to Samui Plus. And you must spend your first 14 nights in either Phuket or in Koh Samui before travelling to other parts of the country. The second option, if you're not vaccinated or you're travelling from a country that's not on the approved list, you must first complete 14 days in an ALQ or ASQ hotel before travelling to other parts of Thailand. In today's video, I won't go into any more information about those 2 options because if you look at the top, I have made quite a few videos about both of those processes. Check out those playlists, there might be some valuable information in there for you. What I'd like to do is share my experience with you. The route that I took, I'm not vaccinated, so back in March, I decided to travel back to Thailand on a 45-day visa exemption, which is available to many people of many nationalities. I did that with the intention of then applying for an education visa. Back in March, when I made the decision to travel back to Thailand, Phuket Sandbox and Samui Plus weren't yet an option. What I did was did a little bit of research to find out about ALQ and ASQ hotels in Bangkok. At the same time as doing that, I also looked for a language school to find out about the costs involved with regards to studying a 1-year education visa to learn to speak and write in Thai. Luckily, I was able to find a Thai language school in my favourite place in Thailand, which is Ao Nang in Krabi. The school that I found is called Alongkorn Language School, and I sent an email across to them explaining my situation, that I would do 45 days as a visa exemption with the first 15 nights in quarantine. And one of the teachers, Crew Oi, kindly gave me all of the information that I needed. She told me that at the moment the situation is very different. You need to apply for the education visa in Thailand. Previously, when the situation was different, you could make the application outside of the country, but now it's not possible. She explained to me what I would need to do is arrive in Thailand, check into my quarantine hotel, and then get in touch with her to let her know that I'd arrived in Thailand. I did just that on my first day in Thailand, and she then sent the following documents over to me. Have a look on the screen now. She sent these 3 documents over to me. So the first document, which I'm showing you on the screen now, is the student application form. Really straightforward. You just need to put in your name, your address, your date of birth, your previous education. You need to fill that form in, and then there's 2 other forms that I want to show you. This form is the purpose of attending the course and a personal history check. What you need to do with this form is you just need to input your expenses, your nationality, your home address, your address in Krabi and your passport details, and then you just need to choose an option. Purpose of attending the course, I chose that I will live in Thailand, I want to speak Thai. On this form, the personal history check, you can see at the top there's a box where it says you need to attach a photograph. What you can do is with your email, you can just send a passport photograph, just a photograph of the passport photo. When the school receives these documents, they'll then process your application and they need to send off to the Ministry of Education for approval. Usually, this process of getting approval from the Ministry of Education can take approximately a month, maybe a little bit longer. But at the moment, because there are less tourists in Thailand, obviously this process is taking a lot less time. So for me, I was in quarantine for 2 weeks, and the day I got out of quarantine, I flew to Krabi, and the following day went to Alongkorn Language School, and my documents were ready, processed. So that was done within 2 weeks, probably a little bit less actually. For me, the 45-day visa exemption did give me enough time to allow the school to process the application. So it depends on when you're watching this video and when you're applying for the education visa. If it's now in July, August, September 2021, I would say the 45-day visa exemption will give you enough time. But if it's any time in the future and the current situation has changed, I would probably recommend you apply for a 60-day tourist visa before traveling to Thailand. And I'll talk about that in a bit more detail in another video in the future. Okay, so I picked up the documents from the language school and I then needed to make a trip to the immigration office and hand over my documents. The fee that I paid was 30,000 Thai baht, and that gives me a 1-year education visa, and it also allows me to study for 200 hours within a year. Broken down on a weekly basis, that works out at 2 days a week studying for 2 hours. Currently, I study on a Tuesday for 2 hours and a Thursday for 2 hours. Now, the situation has changed. In previous years, you needed to stay in one province and you needed to go to a classroom to study. But currently, the school that I'm studying with, the classroom is now closed because of the pandemic. So we are all studying online on Zoom, which for me is fantastic because it gives you the flexibility of deciding where you want to live in Thailand. As it happens, I'm actually in Krabi at the moment, but for the first 3 months of studying, I decided to go and live in Koh Samui, which is good if you're someone who wants to do the education visa, but you want to spend your time in different parts of Thailand throughout the year. After making the payment and handing my documents over with immigration, it took them about 2 weeks to process everything, and then the language school gave me a call to let me know that my documents were ready to be picked up from immigration. On the screen now, I'm showing you my passport, and when I picked up my passport, there was a stamp in there confirming that I had a non-immigration education visa. And this was valid for 90 days. With the education visa, what you need to do is report back to the immigration office every 90 days. So you would go in the beginning when you make your application, and then you would go another 3 times within the 1 year. I went back after 90 days and you need to pay 1,900 baht. And you spend maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes in immigration, and then you get a new stamp in your passport, which I'm showing you now on the screen, with another date, which is 90 days from the date you're at immigration. On the screen now, I'm just showing you an example of the Zoom sessions that I've been attending online recently.
Andrew,
Cow Pood.
output, and
Ao Nang.
good. คุณมาทัศน์
Usually there's between 3 and 6 students and we all get the opportunity to interact in the session. We often learn basic Thai phrases and vocabulary. It's a really good system. If you do have any questions at all about the education visa, the prices, the application process, drop me a message in the comments. Let me know what it is you're curious about and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching and have a good day.